just come out to take a fresh breath. I can actually say that right now. So when I first started doing hypnosis, I didn't do stop smoking sessions at all. And the reason for that was I was still smoking myself. I mean, I wasn't smoking as much as I had been smoking before children, but I was still smoking. And I felt like a massive hypocrite. I think I wasn't ready as well. There was a big part of me that still believed fundamentally that smoking is who I was. It defined me. I mean, I started smoking when I was hideously young. I was the same age that my youngest child is now, and she's 9. And when I think about her smoking, it just seems so perverse and so wrong and just hideous. But I know it was a different era. I grew up in the 70s, and in the 70s everyone smoked, didn't they? Wherever you went, people smoked. My whole family smoked in the house. I was smoking in the house by the time I was 11. I mean, it's shocking, but, you know, I wasn't abused, but I don't think I was abused anyway. Perhaps there were some bad decisions, but, you know, I was essentially came from a loving home, but I was smoking in the house at a shockingly young age. And in fact, my parents smoked in the car. You know, we'd travel regularly to Glasgow, where my family were born, and we'd get in the car. My dad would drive in a small yellow Marina. We'd be packed into the car, all 6 of us. My mum and dad would be smoking for 8 hours of that journey in a tiny car. It is a wonder, really, that I'm here at all. But yes, I made it. And the thing is, you have to be ready, don't you, to stop. And there's always been that part of me, that logical, intelligent part that knew or knows that it's not, that it's stupid, that smoking isn't cool. I know that, but yet there's that other part that's equally entrenched. I think, well, you say that, but it kind of is, isn't it? I mean, all the cool people smoke. I certainly did when I was a kid at school. It was always the most cool kids at, you know, the smokers' corner, the most interesting ones. And even when I first started teaching, you get the most interesting teachers, the few that were still smoking. You see them in the smokers' room. And they'd be the ones that were the most disaffected, the ones that saw themselves as outsiders. Yeah, you know, the Jack Kerouacs, the Bukowskis, the mad, bad and dangerous to know and all of that. And those are people who identified with, you know, people who weren't afraid to stick their fingers up and say, fuck you, government, we're not afraid to kill ourselves slowly and painfully. Who's with me? Yeah. And yeah, those are the people that influenced me. And even though the government are actually laughing at us the whole time as they're printing their death warnings on the back of the packets and those nasty little pictures, knowing full well that the smokers are still going to buy those packets because they've been hypnotised into buying them for years and years, been told that you can't give up, it's difficult. And as they continue to hike up their taxes more and more, you still give them loads of cash. So they're laughing all of that time. And I suppose the truth is, and it's hard to admit, all of those years I'd been influenced, hypnotised by the people that, you know, that I respect and admired. You know, I'm talking about like writers and comedians. If you've ever heard Dennis Leary or Bill Hicks talking about smoking, it's hilarious. And those are the people that, you know, hypnotised me the way, I suppose some people just get hypnotised to vote for people like Boris Johnson or Trump, don't they? And but something changed for me a couple of years ago, and it was watching my dad die. And it wasn't that he died, it was the manner of his death that was traumatic. And it was seeing my laissez-faire, easygoing dad suffocating in terror. And that has left it was that decision, it was actually the day of his funeral that I made that decision to never smoke again. And when I made that decision, I used very simple self-hypnosis, and I haven't looked back. And the thing is, when you stop smoking with hypnosis, when you're ready to stop for whatever reason, you have to be at that moment when you're ready to connect, to feel, because all smokers know that smoking kills you. That's not news. But somehow you need to be ready to hear it, receive it, or feel that way about it. And when you're ready, hypnosis makes it easy. And if you speak to anyone, or, you know, do some research, in fact, you can Google my reviews online, what you'll find is that people who use hypnosis to stop smoking will say they don't get any of that anxiety, they don't get any of those cravings, they simply just lose the urge to smoke. And, you know, at least that's for the majority of people that use hypnosis to stop smoking. So if you're ready now to stop smoking, then please, check out my reviews or check out my website and get in touch and book a free consultation with me just to decide when you are going to stop smoking and start a whole new chapter of enjoying life, enjoying breath, enjoying the fact that you know you're going to be here for a long time. And one of one of my favourite things about doing smoking sessions is that it's financially rewarding for me, which is great, but it's also financially rewarding for the clients, saving lives and saving cash. It's pretty compelling stuff, isn't it?